everybody, I'm Miss Alene and I want to thank you for joining us again. We're back for Kids Corner on Armstrong Cable channels 20 and 100. Today we're at Stadium Drive Elementary School with the 3rd grade class, and we're going to have a lot of fun learning about snappy alligators, a little bit about the difference between those and crocodiles, and very fun 2 stories and a really cool snappy alligator art project. So stay tuned, we've got a lot of fun in store. Hey everybody, how are you today? Good. I'm Miss Alene and I want to thank you guys for inviting me here today for Kids Corner, Armstrong Cable, channels 20 and 100. So, are you guys ready to have some fun?
Yes!
Are you guys ready to learn a couple of things and then have some more fun?
Yes!
All right, we've got a couple of really fun stories and then we've got a really cool art project all planned out for you guys today. So, ready to get started?
Yes!
Me too, and away we go. All right, so today we are here at Stadium Drive Elementary School with all of your wonderful faces and smiling and happy people selves, right?
Yes.
Yes. So we're gonna learn a little bit about alligators. Anybody like alligators?
Yes.
They're pretty cool. Anybody want a pet alligator? I don't. Some people actually do have pet alligators, and depending on what kind of alligator they have, that can get really messy. That's a good word for that. Most of the time, it's probably not a good idea to try and have a pet alligator because they usually get really big. Does anybody know how big an alligator can actually get? How about, let's start with somebody way in the back. How about you with the headband on? One more time. 18 feet long. That's a pretty good guess. I guess maybe there might be some extra long ones, but they're usually about, does anybody know the exact number that they usually round about fall into? You with the glasses.
16 feet?
Very close. 15 feet is usually the average of the big, long alligators. And anybody know how big and that's for the males, because the males and the females are a little bit different usually. So the males can tend to go all the way to like 15 feet. They're usually somewhere between 9 feet and 15 feet long. Anybody know how big they can get in their weight? How about you right there with the striped shirt?
6,000 pounds?
Whoa, that would be a really scary, huge, actually ridiculously horrifying alligator. But they're a little lighter than that. They're not quite that big. How about you right here?
1,000 pounds?
That's a little closer. One more guess and then I'll tell you. You in the burgundy shirt right here.
600 pounds?
Really close, 500 pounds. That is how big the males can usually get. Do any of us weigh anywhere near 500 pounds? No, usually we don't get that big. So that's a really heavy animal too. And that's why they can be very dangerous, because they're very long, they're very heavy, and when something is that big proportionally and that strong, that can make for a very messy situation, like somebody said. Does anybody know what type of animal they are? Are they amphibians? Are they mammals? Somebody I haven't heard from. So if I've called on you, put your hand down so I can give somebody else a chance. All right, you back there in the burgundy shirt back there.
A reptile?
A reptile, very good. They are reptiles. And does anybody know how reptiles have their babies? You right here.
Eggs.
Eggs, very good. Alligators lay eggs. Did everybody know that?
Yes.
They lay eggs. So that's a really cool thing about alligators. So they hatch out of their little baby eggs and they come on out, and they're very, very cute and they're kind of tiny when, like, especially when you compare them to the grown ones. They're kind of tiny when they come out. They don't stay that way for very long though, do they? They live in fresh water, and there are 2 different species of alligators that we know about. Does anybody know what those are? If I haven't called on you, raise your hand. If I've already called on you, put your hand down. You right here with the white shirt. Yep. There's 2 different kinds of alligators, and they're from, I'll give you a hint, they're from 2 different places. Anybody, do you know what they are? Okay. You right here with the blue shirt.
American alligator.
And you know the other one?
Crocodile.
Nope, that's a little bit different. We're going to talk about that in just a second. There's American alligators and there's one other kind. How about you right here with the other glasses and the white shirt?
American and Africa.
No, good guess though. You right here with the blue shirt in the back.
South Africa.
Nope, that was a good guess too. You with the other blue shirt right here.
American in New York.
No, New York is in America. Okay, you right here with the greenish blue shirt. This is our last guess, and then I'm going to tell you. Do you know it? Okay, one guess. Somebody I haven't called on. You with the red shirt. Nope, that's in America too. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give you guys this one. Chinese. So, you were almost going to say that? Yeah. So, American and Chinese. So, that is where the 2 main places are that alligators come from. Now, let's talk about the females a little bit. They're a little bit smaller. They only get to about 8.5 feet. Are any of us near 8.5 feet? So when I say they're a little bit smaller, is that small to us? No. If we put 3 of these tables together, that's not 8 feet. So the regular female alligator that's smaller than the male is bigger than those 3 tables put together. See 1, 2, 3 tables? That's pretty long, isn't it? What would you do if you walked outside and saw a big old alligator that was even that long, that was that size, 3 tables long, that wasn't even fully grown? You right here.
Run.
I would probably try to run. I don't know if that would be the best thing because they kind of can move a little fast too. So let's talk about one more thing before we get into our stories. Is an alligator the same thing as a crocodile? No. No, they're just a little different. They kind of look the same, don't they?
Yeah.
I think so. But can somebody tell me what the difference is when you look at them, how you can tell which one is which? You right here.
The alligator has a curved snout, and the crocodile has a kind of a pointed snout.
Yeah, it's kind of got like it kind of sticks up a little bit too, as opposed to it being a little bit more curved, which even an alligator, it's curved, but it kind of goes to a point a little bit. But the crocodiles have like a upward a little bit snout. So that is how we can tell the difference between them. All right, who's ready for some stories? Oh, actually, there's one more really funny thing about crocodiles. When you look at a crocodile, it looks like it's smiling. Isn't that funny? Even though it looks like it's smiling, does that mean you should go up and try and pet it?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Unless it's trained.
I would still hesitate. Even if it was trained, I don't know if I would be brave enough to really just kind of go up to a crocodile and try to pet it, because animals can be kind of interesting, and if they're just in a bad mood that day, even if they're trained, it might not go so well. So yeah, just a word of caution. All right, time for us to get to our very first story, and it is called Suddenly alligator. An adventure tale. And we see our alligator and I think our hero. And it is written by Rick Walton, illustrated by Jim Bradshaw. I had worn the same socks for 3 months. Whenever I took off my shoes, the smell made my head spin dizzily. It was time to buy a new pair. I headed to town. I took the scenic route through the swamp. I was in no hurry. I walked lazily. I wasn't far into the swamp when I saw it in the mud, hard and white, gleaming silently. My golf ball. So that's where I'd hid it. I picked it up and I put it into my right pocket gratefully. Does anybody notice something about these words? You right there in the, wait a minute, I think I've called on you. So somebody I haven't called on. Did I call on you? Okay.
Like big words?
They're kind of big words, but there's something that's happening with gratefully, dizzily, lazily, and silently. How about you in the purple shirt, way in the back?
They rhyme.
They don't quite rhyme. How about you right here? You,
They end with ly.
L-Y. They're all L-Y words, aren't they? All right. I walked on. What was that? Something long and green. Could it be? I asked myself anxiously. Gulp. What do you think that gulp means? You right here. You were the first one to put your hand up. What do you think the gulp meant, though? When he went, what do you think it meant? You right there.
He probably thought it was like an alligator or a crocodile.
I think he thinks it's something that might make him scared, huh? All right. Yes, my rusty bugle. That wasn't something that made him scared. I sling it over my shoulder happily. And then over there, a big mouth full of teeth. I approached it cautiously. Easy does it. My dad's pliers. So that's where I dropped them. Dad would be happy. I picked them up and slipped them into my left pocket easily. I kept walking and I stepped over a stream. I stepped over another stream and then I stepped cheerfully over an alligator. Grrr, grrr. He flipped his tail and knocked my legs out from under me. I fell into the water and the alligator smiled at me hungrily. Uh-oh. Sploosh. Grrr. I decided I'd rather not be eaten. I got up and ran for the hill. Alligators don't climb hills, I thought. Ahead of me, the hill rose steeply. When I reached the top, I stopped and turned around. Grrr! There was the alligator. He wasn't supposed to be there. He snapped at me. I jumped. He missed me, barely. Leave me alone! I ran down the other side of the hill, over logs, around rocks, through streams. The alligator followed me steadily. And that means he was there the whole time, pretty much every step of the way. At last, I'd had enough. I stopped. I turned. Leave me alone! I stomped my foot angrily. Toot! But the alligator didn't stop. He kept coming. I pulled the bugle off my shoulder and blew it boldly. Boink. The alligator was not afraid. I reached in my pocket, I pulled out a golf ball, and I threw it. Boink. I hit the alligator on the nose. The alligator growled and came at me even more swiftly. Anybody know what swiftly means? Somebody I haven't called on. You right there at the gray shirt.
It means really fast.
That's right. Swiftly means really fast. I turned again and ran. He nipped at my heels with razor-sharp teeth. I pulled out the pliers. Perhaps I could remove his teeth before he could bite me. Think that's gonna work? No. It's a lot of teeth. I reached the pliers behind me awkwardly. The alligator bit the pliers out of my hand and swallowed them greedily. I was sure he would swallow me next, but then I saw the tree. I raced to it and began to climb it clumsily. The alligator was right behind me. He lunged at me, growling loudly. He caught me. My foot was in his mouth. I am lost. I pulled desperately. And then my shoe came off. The alligator fell to the ground with my shoe in his mouth. He dropped it. He growled. He prepared to lunge at me again, but then he sniffed the air painfully. Ugh. Why do you think he sniffed the air painfully? Just yell it out. Socks. The socks. Good guess. He fell on his back. His eyes rolled in his head. He was finished. I climbed down. I picked a flower and laid it on him gently. I then put on my shoe and continued on my way to town. I would hurry this time. I would buy some new socks immediately. I would throw away my old socks. They were dangerous. And yet, they had saved my life. And for that, I would always remember them. Fondly. And we see Mr. Alligator woke up with the flower like, what happened? Did you guys like that story? Yeah! I like it too. But I'm going to go ahead and say I don't suggest any of you keep your socks on for 3 months straight. Okay? Deal? Yeah. All right. And our second story is, if you ever want to bring an alligator to school, don't. And this is by Elise Parsley. Think it's a good idea to bring an alligator to school? Yeah. You sure? Yeah. I think you're right. If your teacher tells you to bring something from nature for show and tell, she means a hollow stick or a bird's nest or some sparkly rocks. She does not want you to bring an alligator. If you bring an alligator anyway, she'll tell you alligators are trouble. You'll tell her that it's okay and that you know all about alligators. The alligator will be quiet and good, and he won't eat anyone. Cross your heart. But during spelling, your teacher will hear laughing. Chat, chomp, chap, chess, chip. Those are the words that she's saying. Why do you think the alligator is laughing at chat, chomp, chap, chess, chip, chimp?
Because those are all the words like he said.
Well, maybe, but I think he was kind of interested in the chomp one. That might have been a good one. This is because the alligator will be showing you funny pictures. Oh, maybe he wasn't laughing at the words. He was busy showing her funny pictures. Your teacher will write your name on the board. Magnolia, that's her name. And now you will have to stand last in line for lunch. You'll take away the crayons and tell the alligator to be quiet and wait for show and tell. Think he's gonna wait? No. Then during art, an airplane will fly across the room. Thwap. This is because the alligator will be showing you origami. Anybody know what origami is? You right here with the white shirt with the blue decorations. That's right. It is a way that you fold paper and you can make things out of it. Your teacher will draw a check by your name, Magnolia, check. And now you'll have to stay in from recess and you'll take away the paper and order the alligator to be good and wait for show and tell. During math, you'll notice the alligator is hungry. Uh-oh. You'll give the alligator 3 pieces of your favorite gum and beg him not to eat anyone and for Pete's sake to wait for show and tell. The good thing is that you'll stop him from eating any kids. The bad thing is that the alligator will smack and twirl the gum. And your teacher will notice, and she'll draw 2 more checks by your name. Magnolia, check, check, check. Magnolia, and an underline, underlined. And now you'll have to go to the principal's office after school. During lunch, you won't even get to eat your favorite egg and cheese sandwich because somebody will gobble up everything but the crusts. By now, of course, you'll wish you'd brought a hollow stick or a bird's nest or some sparkly rocks for show and tell instead of an alligator. By now, you'd rather have some dirt than an alligator, and you'll wish this alligator would just go home. Well, here's what I would do if I were you. First at show and tell, you'll sit quietly and learn about hollow sticks and bird's nest and sparkly rocks. Then it'll be your turn. You'll tell how alligators are super big and how alligators are super tough. It's a fact they're strong and they're tough and they aren't scared of anything except other alligators and humans. Booga booga! She scares her alligator. Your teacher will be impressed, and you might not even have to go to the principal's office for all the mischief that day. Yeah, if you ever want to bring an alligator to school, don't. They're trouble. And that is the end of our story. Did you guys like that? Yeah. Looks like you like that. So, are you ready to do some alligator fun projects? Yeah. All right, let's head to our tables. We are going to take our googly eyes and we are going to put a little bit of glue from our glue sticks on the back of our googly eyes. Don't put it on the front of your googly eyes. You want to put it on the back side. Stick your googly eyes towards the top end, not the round, bigger end, but the top end of your alligator head. So you are going to put your teeth towards the opposite side, so the round part, and you're going to stick them underneath the alligator head. And you're going to take your liquid glue and you're going to stick your popsicle stick and make sure you put it on the right side. See the part of your clothespin that opens and closes? You're going to stick your popsicle stick towards the top of that so that you've got a little tail that sticks off the end. So we'll take one of our small fuzzy sticks and we will put it underneath, so in between this side, the opposite side from where your head is. So stick it right underneath there and take one side, hold it in place, and gently wrap it around one time and bring it underneath. So you're gonna take it, wrap it around over the green stick and bring it underneath. Behind the first set of legs, we're gonna take our long fuzzy stick and we're gonna stick it exactly the same place in between the open side of our clothespin, and you're just gonna start twisting that around. So you're gonna take your second fuzzy stick, you're gonna slide it on the back end, and then you're gonna twist it over one side, twist over the other side, do it one more time, twist it around, and then leave your leg sticking off, just like that. All right, everybody, I want to thank you for joining us again for Kids Corner here today at Stadium Drive Elementary School. And we are with the third grade class, and we've had a lot of fun learning all about alligators and a little bit about the difference between an alligator and a crocodile. And don't bring alligators to school. And we had our very fun alligator snappy art project. So I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. Don't forget to tune in next time to Armstrong Cable Channels 20 and 100 for another episode of Kids Corner. And until then, I'm Miss Alene, and we all say goodbye. Everybody say goodbye.